The New York Giants looked like shit on Sunday. Okay? Let's not sugarcoat anything. Without Odell Beckham Jr., they can't do anything. If I was Odell Beckham Jr., I'd ask for like a $30 million payday because he is the entire team on offense. They can't pass properly. They can't run properly. They couldn't do they got one field goal against the They made the Cowboys defense look like the 85 Bears defense. That defense is not that good, okay? The Cowboys defense, even last year, like when they played, the Giants got a lot of points and won those games because the Giants offensively they were straight. But this year offensively, with the Brandon Marshall and Sterling Shepard still, and they couldn't score more than a field goal? That's disgraceful because everyone was talking about the Giants taking the next step this year. Nah. With Eli, I don't think they're taking any more steps. In fact, I think they're going backwards with Eli. See, the thing with Eli is that he's good. It's just like the consistency and like the good quarterback mechanics sometimes just aren't there. And you can't force a quarterback to have good mechanics. They just, sort of happen. And it's sad because he's a good quarterback and his system is fine too with Ben McAdoo. Now what do you do? Like, they fired Coughlin and they were like, oh, you shouldn't have fired Coughlin. And then they hired the OC as the coach. See, Ben McAdoo is a good coach. And I don't want him to get fired too. But I feel like it's just solely on Eli's shoulders on how this team plays. It's not on anybody else's. So I think Odell Beckham Jr.'s injury is obviously big, but is it really this big? Dang. I mean, Odell Beckham, without him there, they don't even look like a team. They look like a piece of shit. I mean, obviously this could be an overreaction. Maybe later in the year they start connecting with Brandon Marshall and Sterling Shepard. The offense sort of comes into its own, I mean, even defensively, like, only 19 points to the Cowboys is good, right? Because they have an explosive offense. But, I don't know, man. Like, if Odell means that much to them, they will have to pay Odell, like, a $30 million per year salary. You can't underpay Odell because he's basically, like, your team. Like, I get it, The Giants are great. They played a lot with Odell. But Odell should have just shooken off the hip injury, right? I mean, I get it long term, not playing, blah, 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 injury risk, blah, 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 blah. They always talk about that shit. But the thing is, if your team needs you this much, I think you got to suck it up and play. Because their receivers played bad against Green Bay, too, and that's basically why they lost that game. I feel like the problem right now is that the offense just cannot do shit without Odell or all the receivers playing well. These receivers, even when Eli throws them perfectly, they drop the balls, or it is on Eli, but I think it's also on the receivers. Like, it's solely on Eli to get the ball to the receivers properly, right? If he underthrows, overthrows, sometimes he does put the ball on the money. And sometimes, young receivers, that's how they work sometimes. They can't catch balls or, it's hard for them. So, I'm not going to put all the blame on Eli here. I'm going to, it's like a 75-25 Eli. Because I feel like sometimes there are times where Eli does put the ball on the money and the receivers just can't catch. Or receivers can't do anything for their life. But, without Odell, Odell's a good player. Odell, he has his outbursts. But I guess he means, honestly, no one on the Cowboys can cover Odell. So maybe that might have been part of it, too, because he can throw to Odell. Odell's comfortable with. He is more comfortable with Odell than he is with Sterling Shepard. Brandon Marshall just joined the team, so. Maybe it was that. Maybe it was. I feel like it could have been opening day jitters. Don't know how you would have jitters as this much of an experienced quarterback. But it's possible. It's possible that Odell Beckham's injury just impacted this. Maybe they had a different. See, maybe it was the game planning. It could have been the game planning. maybe they game planned for Odell to be there all week, and then when Odell wasn't there and the game plan changes, sometimes quarterbacks stutter. And I think, maybe Eli Manning just wasn't comfortable with the game plan, and he didn't want to tell Ben McAdoo, so he just sort of rolled with it because he thought it would work, and the Cowboys' defense was weak. And the Cowboys came out a little stronger, maybe, and played a little bit better. But, yeah, I do think Odell Beckham Jr.'s injury had a huge impact on this game. I think the Giants will bounce back. I don't know how they'll play against the defenses of the Eagles and the Redskins, because the Cowboys' defense isn't that great. But, honestly, no one can cover Odell. So, once Odell comes back, I think the Giants will be fine. I think that injury impacts them big time. I think that Odell is their team. If Odell plays, they play well. If Odell doesn't play, they'll lose it like that. So we'll see. We'll see. This whole team is on Odell's leg, hip, whatever was injured. So we'll see how the Giants pan out. And I think they'll bounce back. I think they'll be a playoff team still. Don't know if they take the next step, but that's yet to be seen. We'll see. Maybe it was just opening day jitters.